Okay, good morning to everyone. Just want to say blessed morning to everyone, wherever you're waking up this morning. I hope, you know, you're waking up in the right frame of mind. This morning I decided that we'll give a quick overview on Hurricane Beryl as it approaches Jamaica. And you all know that's my home, that's my country, land of wood and water, ackee and saltfish. You need some mackerel rundown. Go over there to Jamaica. You're gonna get it most authentic food you can find. You know, great from the soil, from the field to the pot. It's an island that is blessed with great agricultural land and have been used to the fullest potential by the farmers. But this morning, the island is bracing for a hurricane, going in as a category 5 hurricane, and that's from the news media. So anything 4 or 5, we know can be very, very dangerous. And we have already seen what it has done in Grenada, St. Vincent and Grenadines. We have seen where it have actually flattened portion of the island. And that just goes to show how dangerous of a hurricane this is. And for Jamaicans, I just want to give early warning. It's almost at the minute that we should almost be finishing all the safety instruction that would have been given out by the meteorological service, by the government of the country. And if you didn't get it, guys, there's a few things that I want to stress this morning. First, if you didn't know, there's gonna be a curfew. So we should not be caught out there running out, think you're gonna do shopping or hunting for something, get material. Guess what? It's an island curfew that is going on. Another main thing, understand, and this is news that I'm hearing what's going on, that the main toll roads are gonna be closed during this time. And just know that this is for safety, guys. It's not that the government wanna just shut down our main highway or anything, but it's safety and deterring people from traveling out during this time. All right, guys, coming up later today at about 11:30 American time, that will be 10:30 Jamaican time, just about there. We will be having updates from my batch of 2000, the Millennium Batch of CASE, College of Agriculture, Science and Education, where some of my batchmates, they will be coming on board to give insight of what is happening in their community, in their area. I went to case 1997 to 2000, and our batch was one of the biggest batch that ever entered the College of Agriculture. And with that, we are very diverse in that we're from various backgrounds. I can say the College of Agriculture in 1997 to 2000, my batch alone had a student from every single parish. So that's simply mean we're gonna be getting a good wide coverage from various colleges, you know, various students, because some of these students went on to further their studies, other institution. But what happened? We would have been able to cover the entire Jamaica in terms of the diverse nature of the country, the different terrain, so we'll be getting feedback from all the way back in Portland. That's where the college is located, CASE, College of Agriculture, Science and Education. And we'll be getting information back into Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth. So from one side to the other side, Hanover, early this morning, Dr. Tanika Okanadeni would have shared information on what is happening just in her hometown, Spanish Town, just along the street, but it's the calm before the storm. So, as it is, many of our batchmates or family or friends, they're still there trying to shore up their houses. You know, we know what we do during the hurricane. We batten up our windows. Some of us, some of the doors that we probably won't be using. You know, we basically reinforce some of the roofs because we know um, that over the years we have weathered a lot of storm already. So many of us would have shore up the roofs. We're not just shoring up the roof, but we're also making sure that we have all the necessary things that is needed, during this time. And if you haven't started to do what you're supposed to do, I say, guess what? You may be in great trouble. So I hope you guys have already created an emergency plan. And what I simply mean is that you have identified a safe location other than your home, because worst case scenario, your home get affected. Where is gonna be the next best place for you? Do you know where you're gonna go if something should happen? Do you know which church, which school, which building will be used as an emergency shelter? So we gotta know all of these emergency location. Communication. Are we gonna communicate with our family and our friends? In this time, we're gonna need to have our communication plan intact. No, definitely have to make sure we have that. Our pets, guys, we have a lot of pets and farm animals. They need to be safe too. So we cannot do planning without thinking about the animals. So I say whatever you have to do to gather up your animal, and if you have a safe house, you know, for them, well, guess what? Get them indoors at this time, because it's gonna be dangerous. Just as it is for you, it's gonna be the same for our pets and our animals, guys. We'll be definitely be getting a lot of feed from different individuals, which right now some is coming in just to show what is happening in their neck of the woods. So if you're out there, you could always send me a quick clip. I don't really need more than probably a minute long of what is happening in your area. You want to do it in the calm. I'm not sending anyone out there in danger, because as you know, we should be staying away from those windows and those areas, not trying to peek out, during the storm. So whatever you capture based on our senses, it could just be what you hear, something that someone has sent you, but not to put yourself out there in danger. You know, I do hope you have already put together your emergency kit. This is gonna be very, very important. And I would say start with our water. Have at least a few gallons of water. That's just in case. It's a hurricane, it's a storm. Some of our catchments may just get polluted, debris, different things, but so at least secure some water, for at least 3 days, 2 to 3 days of water for the family that is secure. So you have your battery operated radios and so forth. This is the time to bring them out. Your little flashlight, you want to bring it out. Your first aid kit, your medication, guys. A lot of you guys, you know, are on medication. This is the time that you want to make sure that you get your little emergency kit together. Have it ready just in case you have to grab and go. Just the other day, I had an event, and a member from the fire prevention unit was there, and he asked a question just for us to give the number for the fire department injunction. And I tell you, no one knew the answer. Guys, this is not going to be the time for that. So you want to know all the emergency numbers that you need to have on board. If you haven't get them, go look them up right now as we speak. Any outdoor item that you have that you believe that you may need, you want to get it on the inside because there may be instant. You're not going to be able to open that door anymore because I'm telling you, it's a category 5. Even if it lands at a category 4, that's dangerous wind. And you don't want to risk your life or a family member trying to go outside to get something that should have been on the inside already. You know, reinforce your garage doors, as I say, your windows, make sure everything, your trees, trim those trees. And as you saw earlier, I posted a video of Dr. Tanika O'Connor Denny, and she showed where, she had gotten her tree pruned, you know, and that is just to prevent damage from derbis, flying particles, flying limbs, So if you could trim your trees, I hope you have already. And if you haven't, well, I guess you may have just a few minutes to do that. So, go get them. Make sure, guys, it's maybe funny, but I hope your insurance is up to date. Insurance coverage, hope you have coverage on the homes and so forth. For Yeah, it's hard to get these type of insurance though for flooding and so forth, hurricane, because it's not something that is planned for. But if you had shop around pretty good, you would have been able to get them. So you take all the pictures and photos of your home, what it is for the storm hits. So at least you could represent, you know, in terms with images. So you can assess the damages that would have taken place. But guys, I'm asking you guys to go out in prayer. That is the first thing. I think, we should come together as a nation and join force in prayer, praying for each and every one, not just for Jamaica, but for those that have already been affected and the other countries that's in the pathway, because we know it's also heading over to Cayman. So, you know, our neighbors are also in danger, in trouble, of this dangerous hurricane that will be passing by. So I'm just want you to basically be prepared, be ready. Guys, as I said, your television may not be working, but your radio, battery operated radio, your cell phone, make sure they're charged. Try to get as much updates on what is happening. Stay tuned with all the emergency agencies so you have a clue of what's going on. You know, it's not good not to know. This is the time you want to know every single thing you possibly can do. Guys, once you go inside, I say stay inside. Stay away from the windows where, flying derbies can come through because when the wind grab onto anything, it's gonna be flying. It could a piece of limb could become a spear. Just know that. So you wanna avoid any form of openings that like the window can shatter, broken glass, flying pieces can come through if you haven't buttoned it up. So just be careful of that. Now, as I said, keep a listen for what the local authorities have to say. It may be a case you have to turn off your electricity, you know, you have to cut them off, your power supplies, you may have to plug those out. because I say it's a hurricane, and the best people to listen to is those emergency agencies. They're gonna be the best person to give you updates on what is going on. All right, guys. A lot of us, you know, may live in building that may have an elevator. Jamaica is not super popular with elevators in homes, so it's more like residential type of building, um, hotels, you know, villas that may find a few elevator. You want to avoid those because that can also be dangerous. To be stuck in an elevator in this time would not be a pretty sight, guys. So, do everything you can basically do, guys. You wanna remain as calm as possible. Don't make any hasty decision. You know, remain calm. Have your communication lines going, meaning communicate with friends, family, neighbors. You know, just so you keep up to date. You may have four, two, three, four people in the house. As I said, we're not sure how long our electricity may last. So guess what? If it's four cell phone in the house, you may take turns. One person, instead of everybody having on their cell phone, you may have two people cut their cell phone off, just direct all the calls to the other family member. So if I'm home with mommy and daddy, my wife, and say a child, guess what? I just put on my WhatsApp status, contact me on mommy's phone. That's the number. So anyone go on my page, even though I'm not on, they'll see that. Guess what? This is how they're gonna get to me. So what that will be doing is that you're conserving electricity, you're conserving energy, you're making sure at least one phone will be operable, given situation we may go into extended days of power outage. Then that's little decision could make a big difference in that there always be a mean of communication within the home, guys. So that's just a few things that I, wanted to just get you up to date with as we pray for our country of Jamaica. And as I said, we are getting in some images. So later on the Together We Rise Building Our Nation show, we will be getting some footage out of the island, and it will be basically sent in from individuals, friends, family, you know, member of the case family. Definitely gonna be working along that case. The fact that we are very much widespread, but anyone who has information that you think may be beneficial, we just ask that you could share it on this network, the Together We Rise Building Our Nation, whether over there on YouTube or here on Facebook. You'll find us. Just share and see how best we can help each other weather the storm. You know, it's not one to take lightly, guys. This hurricane comes with a lot of warning, and to be warned is to be foretold. I'm not a meteorologist personnel, but I'm a community person. I'm a person who cares, and that's the only reason I take a minute or the time out here to share with you guys. It's the only reason why I've also asked others to get involved later on, and that we will have, more like a network gathering, different individual will share a little update on their community, what's going on, what's the plan, what the necessary agencies are saying, what's the bulletin, you know, some images wherever possible without endangering ourselves. So I know a lot of my batchmates already got their water boots out. You know, some of those water boots have been put up for a while, but this day is when they're coming out. Pre and post storm, those water boots will be coming out. I hope you guys, you're not agriculturalists, you're not a farmer or anything. I hope you do have a pair of water boot within the house, because from what I got, the tides are gonna be much taller than they used to be. There's gonna be water in places that was dry land. There's gonna be a lot of settlements, and some of our drains may be blocked because of the different derbies and whether it be stone, bottle, pans, drums, cardboards that may just get trapped along these drains. And what that may have is that the water may now start overflowing banks, may start taking different routes that it never used to take before, just because there's a blockage down the stream, a blockage down the road. So, just be prepared for anything. Anything can happen, anything can go wrong, you know. But to be safe is to be aware. To be safe is to be prepared. So, it's you're looking at my background, guys. So I'm not in Jamaica. I'm actually here in the USA. And that's probably one of the reasons why I take the forefront. Simple mean I don't expect to lose my internet, which for many of my fellow friends, family, followers who are down there in the island, we know that they may lose their coverage because the coverage is really not that good, even without a storm. So just imagine during the storm what may happen. So, with me being here, I think I'm able to give or maintain some bulletin, so you can check in from time to time and see what is going on the page. Together we rise, building our nation, as I'll do, updates as we go through this hurricane. And I just continue to warn, it is gonna be a dangerous hurricane. For this early in the season to have a Category 5 hurricane being formed already, it only tells us the magnitude and the frequency that we may be hit with this hurricane season. So we cannot be caught flat-footed. It is serious, and the necessary precaution measures, safety measures need to be taken. Don't take anything for granted. You already see that the government have stepped forth by issuing curfews, meaning today there will be curfew, closing down our highway. It's also showing that he's restricting travel, you know. So if you have any intention, guys, especially my people from the country and going into Kingston, I would say today is not the day. You're not gonna make it, and you don't want to get stranded along the way. You don't want to get trapped out there. So, as I said, take the last few minutes, last few hours, if time permits you, to do the final preparation. If you are a farmer, I'm gonna touch a little on the farmer. But that was my first love, my first passion was agriculture. So at this time, guys, I know all our farmers, they're already shaken. They already know that this can be very destructive in terms of their field, their crop. To withstand a category 5 hurricane, this is no joke. So for you guys who have things out there in the field that actually can be harvested, I would say, I hope you get them already secure. For example, if you have tomatoes, you could pick it a little early. Those can ripe out. You know, you have peas or so forth. They're almost ready. Pods don't have to be yellow for you to get them because you probably go back out a little later and nothing is there. So I'll just say whatever you can harvest now, guys, just cut the loss, take what you can take now, and don't leave it up to chances that, guess what, this may pass and pass over your field. There's no guarantee for that. So secure what you can in the little time you have. You know, don't wait another minute. If you have tomato, sweet pepper, anything can pick right now. You know, that's bad thing that most of us don't have like a little cold storage, you know, that we could actually put away some stuff and that can be secured that way. But if it's something that can stay a few days without being spoiled, or guess what? You have like chickens, poultry that are ready. And guess what? You have to get them out and slaughter them early. If you have to even just credit them to a neighbor, to a friend, it's better at least that money will be out there waiting for you because you don't know what is gonna happen. I know you can pick up 50, 60 chicken to bring inside the house or anything. If that um food or pen is not ready for this type of hurricane, you could lose everything. So I'm just saying, guys, that you know, you gotta be smart about what is about to happen. Look at what you can do that would better you, better your community, you know, and don't let your finances blow up in smoke because, you know, we may have to make some decisions that on a regular day you wouldn't, but today may not be a regular day. It may just be a day that we have to move on, not just what we know, but also our gut feelings. You know, what is that little voice inside of you telling you to do? Probably today we have to move on those because who to tell? We can't tell. We don't know what is gonna happen another minute from now, another hour from now, you know. But we have seen what has happened already in the path of this hurricane. It is not a joke. It is here and it is gonna be passing over Jamaica pretty soon. So again, my fellow Jamaican citizens, be wise, come together, work together as a team, and ensure the security of your home, your property, your belongings. Remember, we talk about your emergency kit. Um, we have people I know that is trapped down there in Jamaica who should have been back here in the US and other parts of the world. So you are there and you're with your travel documents. Make sure you secure all your travel documents and other important documents of people on the ground, your things like your birth certificate, your land title, you know, very valuable things that you hold, paper form. You wanna make sure they're in plastic that cannot be soaked or wet good if you could have a safety box to lock these that is waterproof. Guys, trust me, even if you have to get a bottle and just say a gallon bottle, stuff that can roll and put down, you put it in, you close it, seal it, and you keep things in there. Just know that later on you can cut that bottle wide open and it wouldn't have been wet or anything. Because I've seen probably one of the most dangerous storms that hit Jamaica. I remember way back, Hurricane Gilbert. That's a dreaded hurricane that have hit Jamaica that many Jamaicans will still remember up to this day. And there was even a song that goes Wild Gilbert. You know, even though some of the lyrics was saying, they benefit you see me TV, Gilbert gimme, you see this, and people were out there, guys, and people were looting too. And basically I discourage this act, so I know people on the ground is just waiting for the moment to get out there and start doing, you know, injustice to others. Simply mean you want to try, you know what is happening already, and yet still you're planning on going out there to loot, to take things that is not your, to take people property, to invade because probably a building is empty, it's closed and so forth. I'll discourage that act because it's also dangerous. It's dangerous act because that simply means you're gonna be actually putting yourself in danger just to show up. I know many people would say, they don't care what happened to you in that time if that's what your intention was. But for me, it's more about the safety and discouraging those type of behavior. You should always look at each man as your brother, each man as your friend. And if you're my brother, if you're my friend, then I would not be thinking to rob you of anything. As a matter of fact, I should be helping you to build you up. And that's what we should be doing this morning, to help each other to build up than to tear down. So, guys, as I said, it's a time when we have to definitely brace ourselves for this. And I ask that you don't take it lightly, take it as serious because it's real serious. I'm not there, but I am there. You know, good morning, Paulette. I hope everyone for you is safe because, we definitely gonna need prayers of everyone this morning. If you haven't started praying already, I say this is the moment that we need to go into prayer for the nation, for all the countries, the islands that have already been affected, and those that is in the path. We gotta pray for life, you know, sparing of life. We also want to pray for protection of properties. But guess what? For assets, those are things that we may be able to regain. May take a little work, a little tiling. All right, Paulette, what is the weather like there in Red Bank? That is my hometown. We all know that. So can you just share with us, Paulette? I know it may be still over there. You know, the weather probably looking perfect. And that's one thing about the hurricane, guys. It looks calm. And you always hear our grandparents say that it's a calm before the storm. And see, Paulette is telling us that it is still. So Paulette is already actually telling you guys good morning. So good morning to you, Paulette. Thank you for being here. And she's telling us she's from Red Bank. And this is what it's gonna look like later on, guys. We're gonna be allowing people to just come on, make your comment. Your comment will show up here and tell us what is happening in your area, you know, what is not, you know. let people know if you're in danger, if you need help. But guess what? Because as I said, I will be live. I am not affected. So even if you get something out on this platform, on this network, your phone may go dead a minute after you send that text. But guess what? We can say, guess what? We need to reach out to this particular person in this particular area. All right, guys, my mother is calling. I'm gonna take the call. I know she's probably gonna tell me what's going on. Hi, good morning, mommy. All is well. Well, go on in Jamaica. All right, just so you know, you're on the phone. I'm on Facebook, so that's my mother, guys. She's saying that it is calm right now in Melsom. So Red Bank is calm, as Paula said. It is still. My mother is giving me update that is it is also calm out there in Melsom. So these are adjoining district. So guys, this is the importance of this platform. We can share from here, so we know what is happening right across the island. So right now for St. Elizabeth, guys, I can safely say that it is still, it is calm. So we have time there to do any little thing that you're doing. It's good that you could basically do. What go on, daddy? Where you up to? And so me dep on Facebook, but me I find out what go on around the world, around the country, what happen. So what you see out the door, what it look like? So well, from what I'm seeing and hearing, it is pretty much calm right across Jamaica right now. Most people say it is calm. So that's my daddy I'm speaking to, guys. He's saying that it's calm, but just so you know, um, my daddy, we have a second home. So that's what I tell you guys. Make sure you have a second place just in case anything happen that you could run to. So everybody should have that safe zone. All right, well, we keep in connection again. So wanna stay safe for the time being. All right. So that's it, guys. So my parents basically, I've checked with them earlier. It was calm and quiet, still calm and quiet there in Melsom. They're still making, some safety arrangements, some preparation. So they're busy in the background doing things. And another thing, guys, deck house. Most people, if you have deck roof, you feel much more secure than those that have sheetings. You have zinc roof, because we know during the hurricane, most times those sheeting or zinc go flying. And once the wind get under the roof, that could mean devastation. And what my parents doing there, they're on the sheeting, but they're making plans for the next door, the house. It's concrete, so that's where they're going. You know, making sure that they're in a concrete structure, concrete roof. You know, it's just the tendency that it is more secure. It's not a earthquake that we're looking for. We're looking for a hurricane, and we know it's all about the wind. So the wind speed, guys, I tell you, if that house roof is not properly strapped, our belts down, just the wind getting under can mean big problem for such a structure. Because once the roof goes, then it is problem. It's really just looking in here, we're getting in some images that will be coming out sooner than later today on the platform here. Together we rise, building our nation. Uh, Also getting important text where we can also visit certain areas, windy.com, see some great images out there of what is happening, what the hurricane is doing. So guys, as I said, stay informed, stay on top of this one. As you hear and you see that, you know, individuals are making mention how calm it is, how still it is. So don't take that no to say that everything is gonna be okay. But I remind you that our grandparents or foreparents will tell you it's the calm before the storm. That's what happened during a hurricane. Everything gets still. Even the birds stop chirping. They stop singing. They know something is coming in. Even they start looking for cover. And you gotta watch the signals that's around because everything just seems so calm that guess what? Nothing's gonna be happening. But just remember the lion. The lion will sit there as calm can be. But you let a little prey or something come by. The way that lion will sprung up and attack, throw it right down to the ground and devour it. It's a similar thing with hurricanes when they're in the making. Pretty quiet, still, and all of a sudden, and the wind start blowing. You hear the whistling through the tree. The limbs start shaking, the leaves rattling. All of a sudden, from 0 to 100, wind speed could be just like that in a split of a minute. Where did that all came from? Trust me, it was just a minute away, and we never know it. So just be mindful of these conditions that is going on right now. Just know that it is a hurricane out there. No matter how you see it, it's looking calm, it's looking peaceful, it's looking like nothing is gonna happen. No rain is falling. Don't be thrown off by this. This is typical of what it is during a hurricane season. This is typical of what happened just before the storm. So, it is calm out there. Also, I'm gonna have to check in with my people over there in St. Thomas. I checked in with Prince over there in Portland, and he said it wasn't bad. I'm gonna see what he's saying there because gotta go to the other side of the island. Hey Prince, what's going on, brother? All right, so you over there, I secure the animal then. Well, so that is good. I'm on a live. So guys, as you hear, my friend, he's over there in Portland. It's still over there, Prince. So you hear it, guys. He said that it's still at the next end of the country, which is Portland. He said, barely having any breeze, the limbs barely moving. But guess what he's doing? He is actually securing the animals. So I mentioned that before, Prince, that it's important that we secure the animals. What type of security do you have for the animals there? Guys, the all right, guys. All right, guys, you're hearing it from a man over there in Portland, Jamaica. Prince is my friend. We brought him on here. You hear the story. So he's a farmer, he's a vendor, and he's saying he's securing his animal. And if it mean that he gotta bring them by his bedside, that means his house to secure them. That's what he's gonna do. That's a real man, and that's a man that is thinking. The worst thing you have to do is to deal with cleaning up, but yet still you would have secure your finance, your money. Um, Prince, I know you probably don't know it offhand, but for a goat at this time, a nice ram goat, what's like a asking price for like a 50, 60 pound ram goat? All right, guys. So guys, he's saying a 60 to 70 pound ram goat. Depends on the price you choose to sell it for. It could be $70,000. So you imagine one goat, $70,000, and you have that goat just out there, just running while not secure or anything. You see how much loss you could have. So for the people who are out there and securing their animals, thumbs up to them. And I said whatever it takes, he have to secure his animal. If it simply mean that he have to bring them in one of the room, he's gonna have to bring him. I mean, whether it be the hall, the kitchen, the bathroom, guys. Guess what? Bring the animal in, you clean up later, secure your finance, because you're probably gonna need that money after for other things that you probably have no control over. You know. So anyway, Prince, I'm happy to know that you're doing whatever it takes, man, to secure your property, secure the animals, and I would have guessed that you have already secured the house, right? All right, there you go again, guys. I told you about it. Deck house. So as Prince say, he's not too worried about the house because it's a deck house. What we mean by deck house is simply mean that it is concrete. And he's saying that all you have to worry about is the windows. And that's the thing why I say, guys, it's very safe for us to, go to a deck house. So if you have a neighbor, and your house is just sheeting, I think it's a safer bet to go to that deck house if you don't trust your house withstanding this kind of wind. Because I said it's gonna be heavy wind speed that is coming across. So if you know you have a neighbor, you have a family member that you probably want to go shelter with, do it now before it's too late. Don't trust the roof because in terms of if you have sheeting, once the wind gets underneath it, then it could take it right off. And we have seen what the hurricane have done in the pathway, Grenada, St. Vincent. We have seen some of those roofs, the building coming down flat to the ground. So it's no joke. So guys, just be careful. We just want to say good morning to Ashley, who comes on here saying hi to us. Ashley, tell us if you have any family member in the path of the hurricane, and if they're doing okay. We just want to make sure that everyone is doing okay. And if we have nobody there, then we just ask that we just say a word of prayer for the island, not just Jamaica, but Cayman is also expected to have a visit from Beryl. We see where it have damaged other small island, Grenada, St. Vincent. So we just gonna ask for prayers for those people. Anyway, Prince, you just take it easy, brother. We'll keep in touch with you. All right. Cool. So there you have it, guys. Coming from Portland. So if you are from Portland, my friend Lenroy, it's from Portland, and he actually lives here in the US, but he support his hometown very well. So he'll be happy to know that it is still calm there. So there is still a little time for them to still, if they have not completed their preparedness fully, well, there's still time. Leslie, let's hear what our friend Leslie have to say here. If you have zinc roof, try leaving windows open to reduce pressure inside the house. Wow. Uh, that is gonna be a tough one, Leslie, for them to leave the window open. I know, it is based on combating, he said, the pressure, that if you have zinc roof to leave windows open to reduce the pressure inside. Wesley, I know Jamaicans, this is not gonna be one that is gonna go down well with them. I'm gonna put a link in here, Wesley, and if you probably wanna come on and just give an update of why um it is important to do such thing. I cannot speak on it, but we would like to have you speak. If anybody is out there and you know just want to share, I'm gonna put in the comment a link that you could probably use to come on in here. Let me see if I could find what's going on. All right, we're gonna put a link in here, guys. What's going on? All right, we're gonna put a link in here, guys. All right, there's a link in there, guys. So if you wanna click on that link, you could click on that link, Leslie, and come on in. Tell us, I'll add you to the stream. Just tell us why. So, anyone who want to join here just to give a quick update of what is going on in their neck of the woods could do that. The phone will just bring you in. I let you in on the platform as a guest, and you're able to tell us more about what is happening on your side. So look, together we rise, StreamYard, you just click on that link and come on in and share with us what is going on. But not many of us would have heard this one before, but really by science, it may be applicable. But I don't I don't know, and I'm not gonna say it. But how many people would want to leave their window open to reduce the pressure inside the house? That's if you're in a zinc room. All right, guys. Tell me what you think about that comment. Um, just take a little time, guys. I'm pretty much a busy person. So anything you have to share, guys, you could share it. I just want to hear from you guys what is happening on your side of the fence, what's going on. Checking some of my messages here. Hello guys, as you come on here, just give us a quick update what is happening in your side of the country. Okay guys, so if you're coming on, as you know, it's quick briefing in terms of the hurricane and what's going on down there in Jamaica. Okay guys, just had to respond to a few messages there. So it's beautiful here, guys. As I said, I'm here in the US, but my heart is down there in Jamaica. And my family is also there in Jamaica. I just spoke with my mom and my dad earlier, and they seem to be okay. It's a calm, just as was mentioned by Paulette over there in Red Bank, said it's still. So we're seeing where the island is still, right across so far. We realize over there in Portland that the weather is also good at this time, as we have Prince over there. He's securing his animals, which is a good thing. We're gonna go over to one more of my friend to just get a quick update what is going on.
Evan Thompson here, Principal Director of the
All right, guys. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back later on to get more update on the weather, what it's like, what's happening across the island. But at this point, 8 o'clock here in the US, just 8:14, 8:15. We have already learned that it is very still down there in Jamaica. The weather is looking okay, but as I said, it's just calm before the storm right across the island from what I see here. And some of the response that I'm getting is that it's general a calm moment right now. It is still on the outside, and that not to say that there's not gonna be some heavy strong wind minutes, hours as the day progress. So what we say to you all is just be safe, be careful, be supportive of each other, you know, make sure we have our little emergency kit packed and ready. Make sure water is in the house at least for 2 to 3 days. So a couple of gallon of water for the family. Food supplies. Make sure it's there already. Make sure you're listening to the advisory groups and make sure you're listening to the Prime Minister of the country. As I understand, there is a curfew in effect already. So with that, that simply means we're not expected to be really running around outdoor, you know, leaving one community to the next, one city to the next. As a matter of fact, the highway, I understand, will be closed. So make sure you have non-perishable goods inside the house because this you may need. As supermarkets, they're already closed. The corner shops, they're already closed. So it's important that you have those things together. And the outdoor items, guys, I said that you need to bring on the inside. It's still and it's calm as we speak. I understand. Go get those on the inside you don't want when the hurricane is right there on the windows. That's when you're running outside or scampering outside to get stuff. So get those things. If you can capture like photos of your property from now, that if you have insurance and you may want to do a better assessment of the damage, then photos tell a lot. So you could now take some photos of your property before the hurricane comes in. You shut off your water, your gas, your electricity if you're told by the necessary regulating bodies there. So you want to be listening out for the bulletins, make sure you're on top of everything. And what I said, stay calm. It a storm, but you need to stay calm. Make sure all the communication channels are up and running. What that means is, I said, if four of you live in a house, don't have all cell phone going at the same time. See who is able to turn off their cell phone and divert their call to the other cell phone. Put it on your status, how to reach you in the case of any emergency or anything. So that's about it, guys. You have a great day. Peace out.